Dun, 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 dun. What's up, everybody? Sean from Big Dog Trader. This is actually my first video. Really excited. Hope you watch more of my videos. Anywho, this is just going to be a quick video about a way that you, as a Forex trader, can make informed trades coming up, like day trading. This can be used for longer term trading, but it's primarily for the upcoming session. Whether you trade the European session, US session, I don't trade the Asian session at all. I primarily trade the London session. I live in New York. Yeah, it's kind of tough, but I do it because that's where a lot of the market moving things are. Anyway, let's get to it. Up here you see I'm on financialjuice.com. If you don't know what it is, it's a site. It's free. You sign up to it and you basically make your own feed. Kind of like Twitter. But, you know, when your grandma tweets something about her old cat just died and it's 1:30 in the morning, you don't need to see that pop up. You know what I'm saying? This is strictly for financial stuff. Mine, you can see Forex, macro, you can click more feeds, blah, blah, blah. I just have it on my news, my watch list stuff. And when a website like Daily FX, Forex Crunch, FX Live, when these guys come out with a new article, it's automatically put up here. So we can see most recent is from Forex Crunch, Aussie dollar forecast, etc., etc. It gives you sometimes, not all the time, it gives you the sentiment, which is nice to have. So once you once you sign up to this and you get your feed straightened out, the way I use this is maybe 2 o'clock in the morning. Remember, I trade London, so it's different if you're trading the US session or etc. An hour or two before my London session opens up, I go on financialjuice.com and I take a look at these articles that are coming out. This is information that you use going into the session, okay? There's some other things that you'll need to know if you really want to use this in a very financially gaining way, if that makes sense. But basically, this is how I actually take the majority of my trades. And of course, my refrigerator has to make a strange sound right in the middle of my recording. So here you go, FX Live, America's FX News Wrap, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I look for. Anything like this: US dollar, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Anytime I see an article like this, I click on it. It loads. My internet is slow. That is great as a trader. It keeps you on your toes, keeps the sweat coming when your trading platform is frozen because your internet, you know, it's always great. 2017, and I can't place trades. Whatever. We'll wait for that to load. Oh, here we go. The spinning wheel of death. While we wait for that to load. So here we have Canadian dollar likely to weaken further as March low nears. This would be positive if you're trading the US dollar CAD. So let's just run through a quick scenario. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning. European session, if you're trading Frankfurt, I think, is 2 a.m. and London is 3. Regardless, whatever. I'm looking at these articles. I'm looking for almost the prior day. I will still scan the most recent articles in case there's anything that's actually happened that's like breaking news. But for the most part, I want to look at, if I'm trading the London session, I kind of want to go towards the US session or the London session of technically the day before. all right, to get a feel for how the market is feeling. This is pretty much useful for market sentiment. And so, Australian dollar looks short of clear positives there. Aussie dollar, bad, bearish sentiment. You click on this. I've already read these articles. I'm not going to go through them. You can do that on your own time once you sign up to financialjuice.com. You can check it out. Oh, here we go. Hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Fundamental forecast. Bearish. That's what we want. Fundamentals. Don't concern yourself with technical analysis if you're day trading, like intraday trading, okay? If you're on a longer time span and you're looking at a weekly or a monthly chart, yes, it is beneficial to use things like the moving averages, the trend lines, etc., etc. But when you're in a daily, you're trading daily and not end of day, but in the market, in the session, whether it's London or US, ready to go. You want to know what's going on. You want to know why the market is moving. You don't sit there and be like, well, it bounced off this support line. That's why the market went up. Wrong. That's not 100% correct. Buyers came in around that support line, which is only a support line because previously, maybe a day, maybe a week ago, maybe even a month ago, buyers came in at that level. But the reason why they're willing to buy there is not because it's a support area. They are buying there because they think it is a cheap price to buy that currency. So, because they know the fundamentals. They know that whether or not the bank raises interest rates recently, or CPI data came out good, housing permits came out, building permits came out good, whatever the reasons are, it's the fundamental reasons as to why price moves. And it's very beneficial for you to know that. Remember, I spent close to 8 years trying to find the holy grail, jumping system to system, technical analysis here, technical analysis there, signing up with signal providers, getting my emails coming in at me at all odd hours of the day, really trying to figure out how to do it, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need to know why the market is moving a certain way. And if you don't know, or if you have a system that doesn't explain to you why you're buying or why you're selling, you shouldn't be trading it. I'm sure I'll get plenty of heat and plenty of people that are going to comment and be like, yo, you're an idiot. I've been trading candlestick wick strategies forever, and I'm doing really, really well. All right, if I'm the idiot, then explain to me why 95% of traders are failing today. They're not disciplined enough. I'm sorry. When people say they're not disciplined enough, how long do you have to take a beating? What you're basically saying is you trade all week long and you had a losing week. You followed your system according to plan, but you just need a longer timeline, bro. That's what these guys that they tell you. They're just sitting there being like, no, you're not giving it enough time. Look, if you work for a hedge fund and the end of the week comes and you're down, next week comes and you're down again. I've had people tell me you need a long timeline, like 6 months. Dude, if you lose for 6 months in a hedge fund, you're not going to have a job there. Okay? That's just the way it is. You're not going to have a job there. So what I'm trying to do here is help you make money on an intraday basis, meaning day in. You may have a losing day, and my goal is if I have 3 losing days, then I take the rest of the week off. But that should be so rare. I mean, I've been trading this way with using fundamental analysis since last November. I haven't had a losing week. And when I say losing week, that means I lost 3 days. So it means if I lost 3% of my account, in a one, in like a 3 day time span, if I'm losing between 3 to 6% of my account, then I'm taking off the rest of the week. That hasn't happened yet, by the way. And I will be opening up a brand new $1,000 account, which my hope is that you, viewers, watch me do this. For the record, I have a full-time job. I can't sit here all day and just trade. I'm just like almost all the 95% of guys who are trying to make it that can't make it because they're given terrible information. Now, the information that you need is out there, but that's not what the market and, more importantly, the advertisers are focusing on. They focus on technical analysis. It's so simple to create a system, this in-the-box system, and sell it. It's really tough to get somebody to bite, your strategy when you tell them you have to put in work. You have to study the economic calendar. You have to read articles. You have to make your own decisions as far as trading goes. Nobody wants to hear that. That's why the market is flooded with all this advertisement about, $97, you can have this. I remember my first robot, Forex Mega Droid. You buy this robot and it never loses. Never loses, man. That's what they all say. They all say that. When you come to terms and you realize it is really about you, the trader, that's how you make your money. It's simple to make money trading. Not necessarily easy. And I always hated that saying because it's like, aren't they one and the same pretty much? When I say it's simple, for me, I'll show you right now. Sorry if I sound like I'm rambling. 80% of my trades, yes, I do have audio squawk box. I use Talking Forex. It's a 10-second delay feed. I use it so that if I see something crazy happen in the market, I just have to wait 10 seconds and I have it may take Forex Live a half hour to write something, to write something out and have a good explanation as to what happened. But using Talking Forex, I have 10 seconds and then I pretty much get an answer via the audio news squawk. And they might write it out, but sometimes they don't. So it's okay for audio. I also do have a Metastock Zenith. I have a trial run of that because I'm not rich. And they told me $99 and I can have 3 months of it. And I was like, sweet. And that has real-time news coming out. So that's sweet to have. If you have the money, check it out. If you don't use it. I just got Metastock Zenith, but I've been using Financial Juice since November. Also, Financial Juice does have a squawk. I think they're about 20 seconds behind. But I usually have them off, and I'm using Talking Forex. But it would not surprise me if I left the voice news on and had the look right here, there's a squawk.
This is Financial Juice Live.
I don't know if you
real-time market audio news that you hear will be intermittent with the possibility of long.
I don't know if you hear this.
Interspersed between the news items.
All right, shut up.
Some audio adverts. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but it came through my headphones. You don't have to pay for Talking Forex. Just check out Financial Juice before you sit down, or when you sit down, hopefully an hour or two. That's another thing. You have to have a little bit of time to do the research. There goes my phone. If you don't have the time to do the research, then obviously trading is not for you. But that little bit of time to do the research could be a Friday afternoon. That's when I'm recording this. It's a Friday evening. If you're a part-time trader, a longer-term trader, You sit down here on a Friday evening, Friday afternoon, you take a look at these articles, um, and if correlation. So if I see multiple articles from multiple sources, Daily FX, Forex Live, even sometimes for a couple of days, especially if you're a long-term trader, you want to see multiple articles coming out on multiple days about crappy news on a specific currency. Vice versa, you're going to want to look for news that's good for a currency. It is that simple. Okay. Now, next week, I'm going to be taking videos of my trades, and what I'm going to do is walk through, why I took that trade. I'll go on to Financial Juice, and I'll be like, oh, okay, so here, this is the reason why I took this trade. And then I'll go on in my trading account, and you'll be able to see, oh, wow, that's cool how that worked. But with that said, do not think that you're going to be able to squeeze out 100, 200 pips. I use this for intraday trading. So I'm going for anywhere between 20 to 50 pips. Okay? Usually it's 20. Yeah, usually it's around 20 to 25 actually. I think maybe once I got like 50 pips out of it. And the only reason is because unless there's lots of articles, so for example, next week, depending on what the French elections have in store for us, if Macron, I think that's his name, if he takes the first round, I'm probably going to be buying the euro. This is not, disclaimer, this is not any form of financial advice. Don't just buy the euro just because Sean from Big Dog Trader decided to tell me it's a good idea to buy the euro if Macron takes the first round. No, 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 no. What I'm going to do is after if Le Pen or Macron, whoever takes the first round, I'm going to come on to Financial Juice. I'm going to look at the articles. I'm going to do my research. And then I will make an informed decision on what I want to do. Will I miss out an opportunity on the first jump? The odds are, yeah. But two things. I think the French elections come out tomorrow night, right? I'll be working. I work overnight, so I'll be working. It's going to be difficult for me to trade. I will be looking for a pullback with some sustainability, I'll say. Hypothetically, if Macron takes the first round, I'll be looking for a pullback after the first jump, right? And that might mean I may be buying the euro during the U.S. session instead of right at the London session when, I'm not, to be honest with you, and that's how much I'm not jumping on I got to be on the news. I need Rand Squawk. I need this. I need that. I'm just going to wait for the articles, wait for what the market sentiment is, and that's what these articles are going to give me. Okay? FinancialJuice.com. Sorry for the rambling. A little bit nervous. This is my first time putting out a video. I'm trying to help you guys. And that's that. Damn it, my phone. Shut up. All right, I don't even remember if I went through an actual example, but it's the weekend, so all these things don't really help us here right now, in the now. But basically, I'm looking for US dollar, see, like I said before, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, etc., etc. When the markets are active, you get a lot of articles that are coming out. And like I said, I scroll all the way back to the day prior. Now, Sunday nights for me, because I'm in New York, rarely do I take trades. I might come Monday morning, first thing, depending on what the polls show for the French elections, but that's besides the point. Usually my Sundays, I don't trade. Monday night, the London session, which is really Tuesday early morning, That's when I scroll through and look at the previous day's headlines on Financial Juice, see what the market sentiment is, and then I'll go to the charts and I will, I'm looking for pullbacks. I'm looking for a stall in the price. Um, that's where you use technicals, by the way. That's what technical analysis should be used for. I already know which way I want to trade, and it's not from the technicals. Okay? I already know which way I want to trade. I use the technicals sometimes um, to pinpoint my entry as well as my exit. That's what they're there for. They are not there for, they're not the reason you enter a trade. And I think that's a big reason why a lot of people are failing with technical analysis, is because they rely on it because it's so simple. Well, my MetaTrader 4 indicator, is says this is oversold. My RSI says it's oversold. My stochastic says it's oversold. Therefore, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z with it. That's not the reason. The reason you get in is because of this. Euro US dollar drops as final French polls continue showing a tight race. That's a reason to get in. Disclaimer, I don't think that's a reason to get in. I'm just giving that as an example. Okay? Um, a good example is when Trump made the comment saying that the US dollar is too strong. You could have rode that for a couple days. It goes up and down, obviously, but those pullbacks, that's when you could sell the dollar against the yen. Smart idea. There's other reasons to sell the dollar against the yen, but that's for my course that people can pay for, but that's not something I'm discussing with right now. Let's see, technical analysis, something like this, I wouldn't even open. Doesn't make sense to me. I used to be like, oh my god, technical analysis, I have to check this out. Trump, no particular rush in healthcare reform, doesn't have gold, doesn't have a euro in the headline, not really interested. Markets move towards the close, not really. Gold surrenders portion, maybe something you're interested in, etc., etc. Euro heads for a second week of gains ahead of tight French elections. See? Now look. Second week of gains. But then, I think if we scroll down, Euro US dollar drops. See? It's market sentiment. This is why I'm not interested in taking these articles and placing trades for longer term trends. It just doesn't make sense because market sentiment changes on a dime. On a dime. It's not it doesn't make sense. To take this and make your 6-month long trade off this. You want to make a 6-month long trade, maybe you should look at the moving average. That's when your technical analysis can be in play. In the meantime, check out financialjuice.com. I think I know it's helped me. It's helped me since I started trading using fundamentals back in November. I haven't had a losing week. I haven't had a losing month. You want to ask me what my percentage I've made every month? Well, don't worry about that. I'm opening up a brand new $1,000 live account. And over the course of the next year, hopefully you'll be watching me as I make money. My aim is about 5% a month. Oh, that's so small, Sean. Everybody on forexfactory.com, the big guys, they're aiming for 2% an hour or whatever the case is. And I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm not risking my whole account on one trade. that's what I do. Um, so if you think I'm a sucky trader because I don't make 10% a day, be my guest. But I think I'm better. I don't want to say that, that's a bad word, saying I'm better than another trader. I think that I trade with the 5% of traders that make money. How about that one? That sound good? That sounds better. I don't want to be like, I'm better than the 95% of traders out there. No, for multiple reasons. It's not their stupidity that really keeps them there. Some of them, sure. But, I mean, most of these people are smart, which is why they are trying to get involved in financial stuff. I am not a smart dude. I just got the right training. Took me almost 8 years, but I finally got the right training. So, hey, listen, now I'm just rambling. So if you want to shut this off, shut off the video, but definitely check out Financial Juice. Okay? Other than that, I don't have much to say. Um, except for next week, whatever trades I take, I'm going to record them. Hopefully, I don't screw up. You know, it's like, oh, look, I took this trade off Financial Juice and it lost. And then the next day, oh, look at that. Another thing is, and like I said, you can already shut this video off. I'm just rambling. I don't take, hundreds of trades a week or a day, whatever the case is. Roughly anywhere between 5 to 10 trades I'll take in a week. Next week I may actually take a lot less, depending on how the markets are with this French election. If the markets aren't playing ball, I'm not jumping in. I'm not going to risk the money. Doesn't make sense to. Back in the day, I wouldn't even know about the French elections. I would have just, oh, another day at the office, looking at my charts, wondering, which way the market's going to go. Well, it bounced off this trend line, so I think I'll buy it and aim for 20 pips when there's no reason for the market to even move 20 pips, or, I have no idea about the French elections, so I decide to buy, and Le Pen pulls it ahead, and the euro decides to tank. Oh boy, why did that happen? Oh, these markets, they're so random. You've ever heard that before? Markets are random. No, they're not. No, they're not. Or how do we compete with robots? Well, the robot, if there are scalping robots and whatnot, these robots usually they wait for what's called a fat finger trade. So some new guy at a hedge fund places an order that's super big, making the market tank or making the market skyrocket. The robots analyze the news, realize no news is coming out. This was obviously a fluke. And the robots, jump in and quickly attempt to bring the market back to where it was previously. That's one way that these high frequency trading robots that everybody hears about, that's one of the ways that they do it. Okay? Why do you think hedge funds have human traders? This is very difficult right now. Maybe not in the future, but right now it's very difficult for a robot to decide what 100,000, traders are going to do. That robot can literally just wait for the news, and just because he gets in fast, doesn't mean you're not going to make any money by jumping on the same board with him. All right, I think I'm done here. This is what I said to be a short video, probably pushing like 20 minutes now. Anyway, I'm Sean from Big Dog Trader. You can email me if you have any questions at bigdogtrader2017 at gmail.com. I'm on Twitter. Unfortunately, I don't have my phone. I think it's at Big Dog. Yeah, at Big Dog Trade. That's my Twitter handle. You can check me out on there. Other than that, I'm Sean, signing off. Here's my my video out music playing. Doodle doo 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 doo.